Hi guys, I'm going to discuss a sample test for Math2003. Uh, I picked a paper TestB. This is available in college website in Blackboard too. Right, this is the paper I'm going to discuss. Right. So this is on college website. After that, I'm going to upload this to our class website too, right? To the Blackboard. Okay, let's. This is test B. Uh, let's start with question number 1. Now, since we discussed these things, I'm trying to move a little bit faster, uh, but I explain you whenever necessary. Okay, I read questions, but I'm glad if you have them handy. Okay, first question. The slope of the line tangent to the curve 3x square minus 2xy plus y square equal to 11 at the point 1 comma negative 2. This is the given equation. We want to find the slope of the tangent line, slope of the line tangent to this curve. At point 1 comma negative 2. Do not worry about the shape. This could be at any shape. We discussed this type of questions in class. 1 comma negative 2 again. They do not have to give both points. If they said at x equals 1, that is fine. That means if you substitute x equal 1, you get negative 2. I believe the reason they give you 1 negative 2 is maybe when x equal to 1, maybe y has two different values. But anyway, you don't have to worry about those details since they give you the point. This is 1 negative 2. Now for the slope, we have to differentiate. This is the important part. Again, here you see it is not easily, we cannot separate variables, right? we cannot easily separate x and y. So what we do, we differentiate this implicitly. So when once differentiate, we get we use the power rule, nx n minus 1. We get 6x minus 2 times, we use the product rule here, xy prime plus y times the derivative of x is 1 plus this is 2y, the derivative of y is y prime equal to derivative of 11 is a constant, it is 0. Right? Now we have to solve this equation for y prime. We get 6x minus 2xy prime minus 2y plus 2y y prime equal to 0. From this and this, take y prime out, other two move it to the other side. When you take y prime from these two, y prime negative 2x plus 2y equal to, move the other two terms to the other side of the equal sign. Negative 6x plus 2y divided by negative 2x plus 2y, we get y prime equal to negative 6x plus 2y divided by negative 2x plus 2y now we see we can divide both top and the bottom by 2. We can do that before we substitute this this point, coordinates of this point, or since these numbers are not too big, we can substitute them. Okay, if you simplify, we have to divide both top and the bottom by 2. Then we get negative 3x plus y divided by negative x plus y. Y prime at 1 comma negative 2 equal to x is 1, y is negative 2, negative 3 times 1 plus negative 2 divided by negative 1 plus negative 2. This is negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. Negative 1 plus negative 2 is negative 3. This is equal to positive 5 over 3. That is the slope of the tangent line, slope of this line. It is this one, right? Okay, that is question number 1. Okay, let's see number 2. I'm gonna erase this. This is the final answer to question number 1. And what choice is that? That is answer D. This is that's the answer choice. I'm gonna upload this to the Blackboard, as I said, with answers, answer choices. Right, number 2. This question asking you to find the limit. Limit x approaches to 5 x square minus 25 divided by x square minus 15x plus 50. Right, now factor this out. We get limit x approaches to 5. On top we get x minus 5, x plus 5. The bottom is x minus 5, x minus 10, right? minus 5 to x minus 5 cancel out. When x approaches to 5, substitute 5 here, we get 5 plus 5 divided by 5 minus 10. 5 plus 5 is 10 divided by negative 5, which is negative 2. Negative 2 is answer, choice A. Right. Okay, number 3. Number 3, the sides of a cube is expanding at a constant rate of 2 centimeters per second. What is the instantaneous rate of change of the surface area of the cube in square centimeters per second when its side is 3 centimeters? Right. I'm drawing a cube, but you don't have to draw a cube. This is x. When it said cube, all sides are equal, x and x. This cube is expanding at a constant rate of 2 centimeters per second, therefore dx dt is given is 2. Question asking at what rate the surface area is increasing. So write the equation or expression for the surface area. So this is a cube, therefore all its sides are equal. So surface area A equal to, think in this way, now all sides are x. How many sides in a cube? 6 sides. They all same, they have the same surface area. Then find area of one side and multiply by 6. One side is clearly, say you get this one, x here, x here. If this is x, they all x times x, x square, and 6 sides, therefore 6 of them, 6x square. Right. The question asking at what rate the area is increasing. The rate, when it said rate, you know it is the derivative. That means dA dt equal to, differentiate this with respect to time, 12x. The question asking when x is equal to when x equal to 2 centimeters, so when its side is 3 centimeters, when x equal to 3, therefore when x equal to 3, this is okay. Now when we differentiate, this is 12x, we have to differentiate x with respect to time, dx dt. Right. Now it's given x when x equal to 3. Dx dt is always 2. substitute these two here. 12 times 3 times dx dt is 2. 36 times 2 is 72. What is the instantaneous rate of change of the surface area? 72 square centimeters per second. Right, this is the final answer. The answer choice 72 is E. Alright, this is 3. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. Number 4. Which of the functions below are not continuous at x equal to 2? They give you 3 functions. 3 2 over x minus 2 x minus 2 square over x minus 2 3 is x minus 2. Now question asking when x equal to 2, which one is continuous or which one is not? Okay, read the question clearly. Which of the functions below are not continuous? Not continuous. That means the function should be undefined when x equal to 2. So find the function is undefined if the denominator is 0. When x equal to 2, this is undefined. So this is one of the answers. When x equal to 2, this is 0, therefore this is undefined. This is the answer 2. When x equal to 2, this is clearly defined. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 is well defined. Therefore answers are 1 and 2. Let's see what answer choice. 1 and 2 is answer choice D. Right? That's number 4. Another limit question. Limit x approaches to infinity. 5x divided by x square minus 4x plus 3. Okay, when x approaches to infinity. Now you may remember when we doing this, when x approaches to infinity, we do this when we want to find horizontal asymptotes. There we discussed, okay, we have to consider the dominant terms. Considering dominant terms, get limit x approaches to infinity. What do you mean dominant term? The highest power of x. On top we have only one term, so it is 5x. On the denominator, the dominant term is x square. On numerator, the dominant term is 5x. In the denominator, dominant term is x square. So one of the x's cancel out here, and we get limit x approaches to infinity 5 over x. When x going to infinity means when x is a big number, this approaches to 0. So this is equal to 0. Answer choice A. Right? Number 6. I'm going to erase this one. The figure above shows the complete graph of the function f and g. Based on the graph, the equation fx minus gx equal to 0 has how many solutions? Okay, I show you the graph. Right? This question. Okay. Okay, it is like this. Okay, this is fx and this is gx, x and y. Now fx means the height to the graph from x-axis, this side, this side, this side. Gx means height to the graph from x-axis, this side. Here it is 0, like this, right? Means always the function value represented by the y value, right? We discussed this. X represents the position and y represents the value of the function. X represents the position of the function, y represents the value of the function at a particular point. Now that value is equal at this point is and this point. Okay, let's write down what they want. They're asking what they're asking is fx minus gx equal to 0 has how many solutions? When fx equal to minus gx equal to 0, if you move this to the other side, we get fx equal to gx. What this means, this height from x-axis, they are equal. So how many places? they are equal right here. Use a different color, and this place and this place. The height to both F and G are the same here and here. Therefore, how many positions? There are two positions, two places. Therefore, how many solutions to this equation? Two solutions. Right? The answer choice is B. Okay. Number 7. In the xy plane, the graph of x plus bx plus c is symmetric about the line x equal to 3 and passed through the point 5 negative 5 comma 2. What is the value of c? I'm going to erase this. Number 7. Y equals x squared plus dx plus c. Symmetric about the line x equal to 3. Okay, now this is a parabola. The coefficient of x square is 1, which is a positive number, positive 1. Therefore, it opens upward, concave up. It's like this, and it's giving us the axis of symmetry. Symmetric about the line x equal to 3. Right, that means the x coordinate here is 3. X coordinate is 3. We can find y coordinate substituting in the given equation, but we don't want it now. We know when axis of symmetry is given, the x coordinate of the vertex is, which is vx vertex, x coordinate of the vertex is 3. Now we can, since this is on the parabola, we can get one equation, substituting this in the given equation. We can get another equation by the equation for the x coordinate of the vertex. We learned that x coordinate of the vertex is given by negative b over 2a. Substitute numbers. Bx is 3, negative b over 2a. Two times a is 1 here. 2 times 1. With this we can, if you cross multiply, we get 3 times 2 is 6. That is negative b equal to negative 6. Right? Now it is given this parabola passes through the point 5, 2. 5, 2 can be anywhere. So these coordinates should satisfy given equation. These coordinates too, if you substitute here, the thing is we don't know why. When you substitute these two coordinates here, we know both x and y. We already found b, therefore we can find c. Therefore substitute in this given equation 5, 2, y is 2 equal to x is 5 square plus b is negative 6. Okay. Clear. I write substitute in 1. Right. B we found negative 6, x is 5 plus c. -5 minus 30 plus c. This is negative 5, move to the other side, positive 5 plus 2 is 7. C equal to 7. Answer choice E. Right. What is the domain of hx? Hx equal to 2 over x plus 3. Domain is the x where fx is defined, means the function defined. X values where the function is defined is the domain. So in other words, we have to find the restriction. Restriction is here in the denominator. If the denominator is 0, hx is undefined. Therefore we say x plus 3 should not equal to 0, which means x should not equal to negative 3. I told you guys it is more clear if you do this, the line. If you put this on the number line, this means x cannot equal to negative 3, but it could equal to any other number. Therefore we do arrow like this, right? So what does this mean? Negative infinity to here and here to positive infinity. Domain equal to negative infinity to negative 3 union negative 3 to positive infinity, right? Parentheses, they all parentheses means these numbers not included, right? What choice is this? Negative infinity to negative 3. Answer C. Answer choice is C. This is the answer, and the answer for choice is C. Right? Nine. Answer choice here is question number 9. Fx equal to 4x minus x square and gx equal to 2x plus 3. It's asking you to find f of g of 2. F of g of 2. Right? This is what they want you to find. So this is equal to what? That's the question. Now g of 2 we can find it here. G of 2 equal to, substitute 2 here, 2 times 2 plus 3, 2, 4 plus 3 is 7. Then substitute that 7 here, then we get f of 7 equal to 4 times 7 minus 7 square. Minus 49 this is negative 21. Answer choice D. Right, that is 9. Okay, 10. Right, I'm going to erase this. Y equal to x cube plus 1 square, and it's asking you to find dy dx equal to what? Right? Straightforward question. Y is given, asking you to differentiate this. Dy dx, we use chain rule. Two times x cube plus 1 to the power 2 minus 1 multiplied by the derivative of internal function. The internal function is 3x square using power rule, plus derivative of constant is 0, 3x. so multiplying these two, we get 6x square x cube plus 1 to the power 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is the final answer. 6x square x cube plus 1, answer choice E. Okay, right, I'm gonna erase this. For x greater than or equal to 0, the horizontal line y equals 2 is an asymptote for the graph of the function f. Which of the following statements must be true? Y equals 2 is a horizontal asymptote to f. If I describe this question a little bit, y, this is y, this is x, y equals 2 is, wait, do it a little bit bigger. X, y, and this is y equals 2. This is a horizontal asymptote, means when fx approaches to infinity, it should be go like this, or it can be go like this, or there is another possibility. It could we discussed in case of horizontal asymptote, the function can intersect the horizontal asymptote can intersect, so it could be like this, the red line getting closer and closer. It could go like this. Now it can go come in this direction, cross this, and getting closer and closer to this y equals to horizontal line. Right, this point is 2. So let's see the answer choices. F0 equals to 2. We know only this, right? We know only this. F0 equal to 2, we don't know that. When x equals 0, it doesn't have to. See, this graph, it's not f0 is 2. Fx is not equal to 2. Fx, any of these could be fx. Fx could be this, fx could be this, fx could be this, or fx could be this. When fx equal to, if fx equal to, it crosses this y equal to 2 at this, in other words, at this point fx equal to 2, at this point fx equal to 2. It can be. It said fx cannot equal to 2 for all x greater than 0, which is wrong. Therefore, we neglect that answer. F2 is defined F2 is defined, that also we cannot say for sure. How do we know if the graph is like this? Maybe it could have asymptote at x equal to 2, right? So it is not always true. It could be true, it is not, but it is not always true. in this case, say this is 2, and this graph is going, if this is a vertical asymptote, f2 is undefined. When x approaches to 2, fx is infinity. X approaches to 2, fx is infinity only for this graph, but for this graph it has a certain value, therefore that is not true too. It means it is not always true. For this it is true, for this it is not true. Right? So in that sense only one choice is left. We can select that one. Let's see what it's saying. X approaches to infinity, fx is 2. When x approaches to infinity, here maybe it's crossing whatever it is. When x approaches to infinity, fx is approaching to 2. Therefore the answer choice here is E, the last one. Alright, x approaches to infinity, fx is 2. Right. Number 12. A company charges $12 for a particular item, that it costs the company $4 per unit to produce, with a daily overhead of $3,000. How many items must the company produce each day in order to break even? I'm gonna erase this. Break even point. At break even point we know cost equal to the revenue, right? Number 12. Break-even point. For break-even, revenue, revenue should be equal to the cost. Revenue we can write as price times number of items, x. Cost is times x. Number of items times cost per one item. Cost per one item, let's say m here. And another thing involved with cost, which is the overhead. Number of items times cost per one item plus the overhead. Right. Let's substitute values. Price is $12 times x equal to it cost the company $4 per unit. That means m is 4 times x plus the overhead is $3,000. Move x's to one side, we get 8x equal to 3,000. X equal to, divide both sides by 8, we get 375, which is answer choice C. Okay. 13. Which of the following is the equation of the line that is tangent to the graph of y equals 3x squared plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 1? Plus 3x plus 1. I read the question again. Which of the following is the equation of the line that is tangent to the graph of y equals 2x, this one, y equals to this, y equals 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 at x equal to negative 2. Okay. Again, now we don't have to know the shape, but we know the shape. Highest power is 2. It's a parabola opens upwards. The shape could be anything. We can assume at x equal to negative 2. We don't know the y coordinate. Say y1. It's asking us to find the equation of the tangent line here. Equation. Right. Now, why is this? We can find the slope. To write the equation of line, we need two things: slope and coordinates of one point. We can find slope differentiating this one and substituting x equal to negative 2. We can find the y coordinate here, substituting this one, negative 2, here. Right? We can do either one first. It doesn't matter. At x equal to negative 2, from this, if you substitute that here, we get y equal to 2 times negative 2 square plus 3 times negative 2 plus 1. This is positive 4. 4 times 2 is 8 plus negative 6 plus 1. 8 minus 6 is 2 plus 1 is 3. That means this y1 is 3. We can differentiate this. Differentiate in this, we get y prime equal to 4x, 2 comes to front, 4 times x and x n minus 1 plus 3, derivative of 1 is 0. Right? y dash at x equal to negative 2 is equal to 4 times negative 2 plus 3. This is 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. Now we have slope. This is the m slope, and this is okay. M is negative 5 and x1 y1 is negative 2 comma y1. We can substitute this into y minus y1 equals m x minus x1 y minus negative 2 comma 3, y1 is 3, minus 3 equal to m is negative 5, x minus x1 is negative 2. Minus 3 equal to negative 5x. This is positive. Y equal to 5x. Move this to the other side. Positive 3 is negative 7. Negative 5x minus 7. The answer choice A. Right? Okay, I'm going to erase this. The zeros x-intercepts of fx equal to x square minus 7x plus 12 divided by x minus 3. Okay, factor this out. Divide by x minus 3. This to this cancel out, we get x minus 4. Right? It's asking us to find the zeros, x-intercepts. Zeros means where the graph intersects the x-axis. When it's intersecting the x-axis, fx is 0. We equate this to 0. That means this to 0. This to this cancel out, then x minus 4 is 0, which means x equal to 4. Right? Now, this is the answer. You may argue that fx is 0 when x equal to 4 or x equal to 3. No, this to this cancel out, x equal, even if you not cancel out, when x equal to 3, what happened? Denominator is 0, right? Which is undefined. Here this to this cancel out, but what that means is when x equal to 3, it has a whole, right? It is not a 0. Therefore, the only answer is this, x equal to 4 only, which is answer choice D. Right? That is 14, 15. Let's see. Given the line 8y minus 3x equal to 24, find the slope and coordinates of x and y intercept. Equal to 24. Find the slope and coordinates of x and y intercept. Solve this for y, we get y equal to 3x over 8 plus 24 divided by 8 is 3 then this is slope, and this is y-intercept. Y-intercept is 0, 3. We can get the x-intercept setting y to 0, y equals 0. We get negative 3x equal to 24. This is x-intercept. Then x-intercept equal to negative 8. That means negative 8, 0. X-intercept is negative 8, 0. Y-intercept 0, 3. M is 3 over, slope is 3 over 8. Okay, in the answer choices, they're not asking for coordinates, right? So the y-intercept is y-intercept, you simply write 3. X-intercept is negative 8. Slope is this. These are the answers. So the answer choice is D. Okay, that's 15. 16 is find the instantaneous rate of change. Rate of change at x equal to 3 of the function f given by fx equal to x square minus 2 divided by x plus 1. So instantaneous rate of change means f dash x. What question asking you to find is asking you to find f dash 3. F dash 3. That's what question asking you to find. So first find f dash x. Use the quotient rule. X plus 1 times the derivative of this is of the numerator is 2x minus numerator times the derivative of numerator is x square minus 2 minus 2 times the derivative of the denominator is 1 divided by x plus 1 v square. V is denominator square. Uh, 2x square minus x square is x square plus 2x minus plus 2 divided by x plus 1 square. Now we can substitute f dash x equal to 3, so f dash 3 equal to 3 square plus 2 times 3 plus 2 divided by 3 plus 1 whole thing square. This is 17 divided by 4 square is 16. Answer choice E. Right. Okay, 17 over 16. That's the answer. Okay. Find all 17. Find all values of t for which the instantaneous rate of change of xt is 0. Xt is given equal to t square minus 7t plus 12. Instantaneous rate of xt is 0 means the derivative of xt. Find the derivative of xt and set it to 0 and find t. X dash t equal to 2t minus 7. Set this to 0 and we get t equal to 7 over 2. Okay, they convert this into a decimal number. This is 7 over 2 is 3.5. Answer choice C. $18. An average of 400 iPods are sold every month at a certain store when the price of each iPod is $150. For each $10 increase in price, the average monthly sales fall by 20 units. Find the demand function. Okay. An average of 400 iPods sold when price is 150. Okay. That means when x equal to 400 equals to 150, if the for each $10 increase, the price increased to 160, this will go down by 20 units. Therefore this would be 400 minus 20 is 380, right? Now they're asking you to find the demand function. Means the in simple the equation of line going through these 2 points, x1 y1 x2 y2, right? For this, first we can find slope m equal to we can use either one as x1 y1, the other one is x2 y2. M is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is x. Just assume p is your y, right? Then we get 150 minus 160 divided by 400 minus 380. This is negative 10 over 20. This is negative 1/2. This is negative 1/2. Then we can write the equation, use equation of line using point slope form of the equation of line. Y minus y1 equal to m x minus x1, y minus 150 equals to negative 1/2 times x minus x1, x minus 400, y minus 150 equal to negative 1/2 x plus 200, y equal to negative 1/2 x. 200 plus 150 is plus 350. The answer choice is D. Right? This is the final answer. Okay. A is given, asking you to find a square. A equal to 3 negative 2 1 4. A square equal to 3 negative 2. Okay. A square equal to a times a. 3 negative 2 1 4 times 3 negative 2 1 4. This row and this column, we get 3 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 minus 2 is 7. Oh, and this column negative 14, 7 and 14. This times this here, this times this here, second row, first column here, second row, second column here. Right? So this is our a square. Okay, this is the final answer for 19. Okay, 20. Find center and radius of the circle given by the equation this. X square plus 12x plus y square minus 8y equal to negative 43. So we can write this as x square plus 12x plus half the coefficient of 12 is 6 square plus y square minus 8y plus half the coefficient of 8 is 4 square equal to negative 43. Here we add extra 6 square and 4 square. We have to add that to right side too, plus 6 square plus 4 square. In this part we can write as x plus 6 square plus this part we can write as y minus 4 square equal to 36, 60, negative 43 is 9, which is 3 square. So this is of the form x minus h square plus y minus k square equal to r square. Comparing this, we can say center is negative 6, 4 and radius is equal to 3. Right? This is the final answer, and answer choice E. Okay. Right. #21. The equation of the line shown in graph below is y equals x plus b. Which of the following is always true of this line? Okay, this is the question. Right? If I do it, x-axis, y-axis. No, it's asking about AB product. Y equals ax plus b. Clearly b is this. This is b. That means b less than 0. A is the slope. M equals a. It is increasing, therefore it is greater than 0. Negative number multiplied by a positive number, AB. This is positive, this is negative. Right? A is positive, B is negative. This is negative. That means AB negative means less than 0. Right? Less than 0. Right? Answer choice is A. choice is A. (22) minus 9 and x square when x less than or equal to 3, x greater than 3. It's asking you to find f2. Right, we want to find f2. Which region this 2 belongs to? Is it greater than 3? No. If you look at this, is it 2 less than or equal to 3? That means it belongs to here. We have to use this one. Right. If you put 2 here, 2 is not greater than 3. 2 is not, therefore not this one, we have to use this one. 2 minus 9 is -7. Answer choice B. Right, 23. The equation whose graph is given above is, I show you this. This is the graph, this graph they're talking about. If I do a rough sketch, it is like this. X and Y, right? Now answer choices are y equal to radical x, y equal to third root of x, y equal to 1 over x square, y equal to 1 over x cubed, y equal to 1 over x. Okay, the equation now you see here clearly for positive x or negative x, y is positive. Positive means it's above x-axis, therefore y is positive for both positive x and negative x's. Means for all value of x's, y is positive, right? That is, from that we can get a clue. Square root of x, we know definitely this is defined only for x greater than 0. For negative numbers it's undefined, therefore with this is out, right? Now this is same as x to the 1/3. Right. For Now this one, let's get an example. 8 8 to the power 1/3 is 2. Maybe this is right. If you consider when x is -8, -8 to the power 1/3 is -2. It's on the negative side. Means if you see odd power here, it gives you a negative number. Therefore, that answer should be this quadrant. Therefore, this is out. Now this one, 1/x square. Okay, if you substitute 2 here, 2 square is 4, possible. -2, -2 square is still +4. This is possible. If anything else we see is possible, then we can get into numbers. Let's see first if these two are possible. X cube, 2 to the power 3, yes, positive number. -2 to the power 3, negative number. This is positive, therefore this is out. 1/x, same thing. 1/2, positive number. 1/-2, negative number. Therefore this is out. Therefore we don't have to worry about substituting number. Clearly we see this is the right answer, only right answer, which is answer choice C. Right? That is 23. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. Given y equals to 2 minus x divided by 3x plus 1, it's asking you to find dy dx. Straightforward question. Dy dx is a quotient. We have to use quotient rule. Equal to 3x plus 1 times the derivative of numerator is -1 minus numerator times 2 minus x times derivative of the denominator is 3 divided by denominator square, 3x plus 1 square. Okay, simplify this. Right, now -3x minus 1 multiply -2 times 3 is -6, negative times negative positive, x times 3 is 3x divided by this thing square these two cancel out, -7/3x plus 1 square. Right, this is the answer. Answer choice A. Right. 25. The reduced row echelon for the reduced row echelon for that results from Gauss-Jordan row reduction of a system of linear equation is given. Is this one 1 3 0 7 0 0 1 8. Let me leave some space here. 0 0 1 8. 0 0 0 0. Right. Now we know this is x, y, z, right? So we have coefficient 1 for x. This is what? This is z. Y is missing. Therefore, what we can do is we may assume this is here. This means we can swap these two rows. If you swap them, this crosses and it will go here, right? Means if you can figure out which one is missing, that's fine. Now this is x. Y's coordinate is means coefficient we cannot find 1. Z's coordinate, yes, we can find. It's 1 here in this row. You know, when we reduce this to reduce row echelon matrix, the front number should be 1, the rest is 0, but these two not 0. Let's look at other two. This one, everything becomes 0. In third one, okay, we see 1, the other one is not 0. Anyway, we have to find 1 in the front of the row. Front of the row, here we get 1 here. We cannot make 1 here because the whole row is 0. So this means, okay, we can get a equation for x, we can get the equation for z. For y, y's row, it is all zeros. That means this implies us we have to take y. We cannot find y. We assume y equal to y equal to itself, right? With that, we can write equations for x, y, and z. X plus 3y plus 0c equal to 7. Here, this one, we get y equal to y. This one, we get z equal to 8. With this, we get x equal to 7 minus 3y. This one, y equal to y. These two I'm not changing, I'm just writing z equal to 8. Here, first one, I move this 3y to the other side. So these are the three answers. 7 minus 3y, comma y, comma 8. Okay. This is the answer. So the answer choice is B. Right, that's question number 25. And erase this. Now with 25 that we conclude the first part of the test. From 26 onwards, these are calculator questions. That means we can use calculator. We can use calculator. Some of the questions on this part of the exam require calculator. I'm reading from the test. That does not mean you have to use calculator for each and every question. If we need, we can use it. We don't need, we do not have to. Right. 26. If s is a function of t such that st equal to t cube over 8, find the average rate of change for s over the interval 1, in the interval 1, 1.8. Right? It's asking the average rate in this interval. When it's at average rate, we know it is not derivative. If it is derivative, what is it? What we say, it is the instantaneous rate. When it's at average rate, it is not derivative. We can say the average rate of change equal to this is the equation for that. fx2 minus fx1 divided by x2 minus x1, but here it is s, therefore it is st2 minus st1 divided by t2 minus t1. Right? This is the equation we have to use. Again, this is t1 and this is t2. As t2 is 1.8, is 1.8 minus s1 divided by 1.8 minus 1. 1.8 is, when we substitute 1 point, It's 1.8 means we have to substitute 1.8 here, 1.8 here. Then we get 1.8 square over 8 minus S1, we have to substitute 1 there, 1 cube over 1 divided by 1.8 minus 1 is 0.8. Now you may use a calculator to solve this part. We get the answer, this is equal to 0.55, and this is answer. This is the answer, and this is the answer choice D. Yes, it's answer choice D. Okay. 27. Let f be the function defined by fx equals x cubed. Then fx plus h minus fx minus h divided by 2h. We have to find this ratio. Minus x minus h divided by 2h equal to what? Is the question asking. Now let's write equation for fx plus h and fx minus h separately. Fx plus h equal to x plus h cube fx minus h equal to x minus h cube. Then substitute these two into this. Subs from 1, 2, substitute from 1, 2 to given expression and simplify. Minus f x minus h divided by 2h, which is equal to x plus h cube minus x minus h cube divided by 2h. Now you see this is a difference between two perfect cubes. We have a formula for this. What's the formula? A cube minus b cube equals to a minus b a square plus ab plus b square. Right? Let's substitute to that. This is your a, this is a, and this is b. Right? When we substitute, we get a minus b plus h minus x minus h. Second one, x plus a square is x plus h square plus ab x plus h times x minus h plus b square x minus h square, whole thing divided by 2h is equal to x to x cancel out here, x to negative x to h minus minus h means h plus h is 2h. Here we get x plus h square is x square plus 2hx plus h square. X plus h, x minus h is x square minus h square. Difference between two perfect cubes is x plus h, x minus h plus x minus h whole thing square is x square minus 2hx plus h square, whole thing divided by 2h. This 2h to 2h cancels out. X square plus x square plus x square, this is equal to 3x square plus 2hx minus 2hx cancel out, h square minus h square. Okay, these two cancels out and we get h square, 3x square plus h square. Okay, that's the final answer. What's the answer choice? The choice is A. Okay, that is 27. I'm gonna erase this. The following represents the system of equation ax equal to b. Okay. Two negative 1, 2, negative 1, 2, negative 1, 5, negative 4, 2. X, Y, Z equal to 1, 7, 4. This is A, this is capital X equal to B. Right? Now we discuss this. If this is the equation, we can multiply both sides by A inverse different color. Inverse multiplied by A inverse here we get x, other side we get A inverse B, which means what you have to do, simply enter this matrix to the calculator. This is your A. On this is really a calculator question, and this is your B. This is your A, and this is your B. Then after you enter, you simply find A inverse B. You get B when you type A inverse, how you type negative inverse A to the power -1 times B, right? Then you get answer this. -6, 5, -3, right? That means your XYZ is this 6, 5, -3. This is the final answer, and this is the answer choice C. Okay, that's C. And question number 28, answer choice C, right? Find the linear regression line. Okay, this really a calculator question. We have x, y, find regression line. Enter these two, this as x and this as column y. Then find regression line using calculator. You get this answer, y equals -1.368 x plus 5.579. Right, now we do this in either one of the classes or in one of the videos, how to find the regression line. You enter x as column 1, C1, y as C2, then you ask calculator to find regression line, line reg, and you get this answer, right? That is answer choice A. Okay, 30. If a not equal to 0, then limit as x approaches to a, x cube minus a cube divided by a to the power 6 divide minus x to the power 6. Okay, x cube minus a cube divided by a6 minus x6. Then it's given a not equal to 0. Okay. We can write this as limit as x approaches to a, x to the 3 minus a to the 3, we keep it as it is. We can interchange this, means we can take a negative sign out of that and write this as x6 minus a6. Why we do that? You will see that in next step. Now we can write this as limit as x approaches to a, negative x3 minus a3 divided by we can write this as, we want to make x3 here, x3 to the square minus a3 to the square, right? So in that way we could have make x to the power 3. Now this is a difference between two perfect squares. We get limit as x approaches to a, negative x cube minus a cube divided by, this is difference between two perfect squares, it factors as a minus b times a plus b. This is x cube minus a cube times x cube plus a cube. So this cancel out, x cube minus a cube. Now we can substitute x equals a here. We get negative 1 over a cube plus a cube negative 1 over 2a cube plus a cube is 2a cube. Right, that's the final answer, and it is answer choice C. Right. Okay. One. 31. Based on past sales, a convenience store has observed a linear relationship between the number of sales of product capital X that will be sold to customers each week and the price per unit. The figure below models this linear relationship. They give you a graph that models this relationship. It is linear. This one. The question is this. This is the graph. Based on the model, how many dollars would the convenience store expect to earn from its sales of product capital X in a week when the price per unit is $5? Okay, I'll sketch that graph. I do a rough sketch here. Something like this. 0, 12. This point is 120. This is the price and this is the number of items, X number of units, and this is the price per unit. Right. Now, based on the model, how many dollars would the convenience store expect to earn from its sales of product X in a week when the price per unit is $5? That means it's asking for the revenue, right? Let's write the equation for this. Equation of this line. With that, we can find when price is 5, how many units it's selling. Then we can find the revenue, right? Now, for that, first we have to find the slope. M equals to negative. It is negative 12 over 120. Now this is the way I found it easily. The slope of this line is negative, right? This height is what, 120. This is 0, 12. This is 12. This is 120, means this length is 120. This is 120. This is 12. Y over x, and the slope is negative, right? If you do y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, you get the same answer. Now this is equal to negative 1/10. For the convenience, I write this as negative 0.1. Then we can write the equation of this line using point slope form of the equation. Y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. We can substitute either point for the convenience. Let's substitute this one. y minus 12 equal to negative 0.1 times x minus 0. Right? This is P, price. Our y-axis is P, price. Right? We know now when P equals to 5, we have to find x. P equal to 5, we get 5 minus 12 equal to negative 0.1 x minus 0. 5 minus 12 is negative 7 equal to negative 0.1 x. Divide both sides by 0.1, we get x equal to 7 over 0.1, which is 70. Right? This is the number of units. Now we know how to find the revenue. Revenue is what? Price times number of items. Revenue equals to price times number of items x, which means 70 times 5, which is 350. Right? This is in dollars revenue. Right? That's the answer, and the answer to C. Okay, that's 31. Which of the following is an equation of the line tangent to the graph fx equals this? Fx equals x6 minus x4 at the point where f dash x equal to negative 1. F dash x equal to negative 1. So find f dash and set it equal to negative 1 and find x. It looks simple, but well, we don't know when we set f dash x to 0 what kind of equation we're going to get. Let's see. F dash x equal to 6x to the 5 minus 4x to the 3. Right? We set this equal to negative 1. Now use calculator to solve this. Use calculator to solve this. You remember I asked you to use, you may use solve this equation, but I asked you to use C-solve. Why? If you get any complex root, it gives you all roots including complex roots. So C-solve x to the 5 minus 4x cubed minus you may move it to this side and set it to 0, but you don't have to do it. You can enter equation as it is, equal to -1. Solve for x comma x. This is exactly what you type it on the calculator, right? This gives you answers, but the only real solution, real answer is this. Real solution is x equal to -0.93355, right? So approximate these two. Look at the answer choices. It has 3 decimal points. Therefore, let's round this to 4 decimal points. -0.9336. Answer choices are with 3 decimal points. We round it to 4 decimal points. Substituting this here, we can find f of -0.9336. Substituting in this equation, say this is 1, -0.9336 to the 6 minus -0.9336 to the 4, right? This is equal to you use calculator, so you don't have to worry about these numbers. -0.0975, right? This is the slope f dash x. They give us the slope m. Therefore, we can write the equation by using y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1 y minus this number -0.0975 equal to -1 times x minus x1 is this -0.93336, right? So this gives us answer negative x minus, move this to the other side and simplify, you get negative 1.0311, right? This is the final answer, which is answer choice A again. question number 32. Okay, 33. The graph of y equals 0.5x to the 4 equation is given where k is a constant is shown below. Which of the following could be a value of k? This graph is given. Get it? Right? This is the question, this is the graph. I'm gonna do a rough sketch. X, y. The equation is given. Which of the following could be a value of k? Now, looking at this graph, with whatever the equation of it's given y, not x, y, where y is equal to 0.5x to the 4 minus 2.5 x to the 3 plus 0.5x square plus 10.5 5x plus k. Right. Now, before you think how to use the calculator for this question, think about simple terms. They number this. This point is 1, 3. This might be 4. This point is negative 9. Now this point is pretty easy to find. How? This is the y-intercept. At y-intercept, when y-intercept x equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, we get y equal to, this is 0 plus this is 0 plus this is 0 plus this is 0 plus k, right? So what is this one? Negative 9. So y-intercept is negative 9. That means this should be equal to negative 9. Right? That means k equal to negative 9. That's the answer. Answer choice is C. $34. Now, erase this. I read the question. The cost, capital C, of producing X items is given by Cx equals this equation. minus 60 square. The revenue are obtained by selling X items is given by Rx equals to 15,000 plus 130x. The revenue will exceed the cost. Revenue will exceed the cost means it's asking when R is greater than C. In simple, this is what they are asking. Right? I tell you the way to do this. You plot these two graphs. Now, if you look at this, look at the big picture. The highest power of x here is 2. Therefore, this is a parabola, and its coefficient is positive. It opens upwards. It's a parabola like this. Now, this is a straight line. Now, once you do this, you get this type of graph. But this is it's not intersecting right here. It's like this. Now this straight line is R. This is R, and this curve is C. R is above C. R is greater than C from this point to this point. What you have to find is x value correspond to this point and this. Right? Now, again, you think it is easy, but it's not hard. But it is not straightforward. Now, I'm looking at the calculator. Okay, now this is the thing you have to do. Showing you this calculator. What you should do is go to F2 and go to A. Go to choice A, zoom fit. Right? Then it will give you a fit. Let me do it. Then you get this graph. Right, I believe you can see this. Okay, once you do it, find this x1 and this x2. We discussed how to find that, right? Now, how to find that? Type F5. F5 and go to intersection. Enter. It's asking you to place the this cursor point. First place it on first graph, then put it on the second graph. Then it's asking you to what the lower bound. means move it a little bit below the intersection point, then move it a little bit above the intersection point, right? Then it will give you the x value correspond to that intersection point, right? Now I did that and I got answer 46 here, and here 100, x2 I got 100, right? Now if the calculator giving you when you display, if you see only one intersection point, then adjust the change the scale, x scale, give it a big number, like I give rather like 5000. If it does not show me 0 to 5000, then I keep reducing 500, then 200, 300, then when you get 150 or something, you will see this shape, right? If you do that only if the calculator showing 1 point. This is the this is why I call this question is tricky. If the calculator gives you just 1 point, this answer is on the question paper x greater than 6, but you may wonder if there is another place they are intersecting, right? Then you see that when you change the scale, right? Therefore our answer should be 46 less than x less than 100. Means when x is in between these 2 points, your r is greater than c. R is greater than c. R is here, c is here. This is r. Right? And the answer choice is D. D is the answer choice. Okay. 35. I'm going to erase this. Evaluate limit delta x approaches to 0 third root x plus delta x square minus 32 minus third root x square minus 32 divided by delta x. Okay. Now it's asking you to evaluate this. Now once you see this, we know this is the derivative of the function. This is like what? This is like f x plus delta x minus fx divided by delta x, isn't it? Limit as delta x approaches to 0. This is similar to this. This means similar. Now what is this? This whole thing is the derivative of fx f dash x, right? Derivative of fx. Now comparing these two, what is fx? Fx plus delta x minus fx divided by delta x. Our x plus delta x is this, fx is this. Our fx is equal to third root x square minus 32 square minus 32. Now all we have to do is find f dash x, right? We can use the calculator. If you're using calculator, I show it here. If you do it by hand, this is same as x square minus 32 to the power 1/3, then f dash x equal to 1/3 x square minus 32 to the power 1/3 minus 1 times internal derivative is 2x. This is equal to 2x divided by 3 times x square minus 32 to the power 2/3. Right? Now this is the final answer. Right? Now that's the final answer. If you're using calculator to find the derivative of this, since this is a in this part we can use the calculator by using calculator. You may type this d x square minus 32 to the power 1/3. That gives us the 1/3 power. We differentiate with respect to x, right? This gives us the same answer, this, right? And the answer choice is this the answer choice is B, right? This is if you do by hand, this is if you do by calculator. In both ways we get the same answer. The answer choice is B. Okay, that's all for this test. Alright, almost all papers are pretty similar, means they give similar questions. Alright, so I wish you good luck. Right, take care.